welcome to my channel. I'm Mailey and welcome to my world. I am just going to jump right into this video, as you can tell by the title what this might entail. I am a hair and makeup artist that works mainly weddings, and in the last 24 hours all of my business for the next 2 months has been completely wiped out. And that is a pretty scary reality, and I know that that is happening to a lot of people out there. So what to do now? I am just trying to stay positive and be thankful for everything I do have, like this guy. One way I cope with stressful situations is to create and make things with my hands, and what better way than some harmless cheap crafts. For this video, I am going to be making a macrame display. Ever since I was editing my 24-hour drawing video, I noticed the giant big blank wall behind my guest bed, and I have been meaning to make something to fill in that space. And what better time than now, since I now have found myself having a lot more time on my hands. So, without any further ado, let's get into it.
To start off, I went to my favorite place for cheap craft supplies, Walmart, and after looking around their pretty large yarn selection, I was able to find some yarn that I thought would match nicely in the room. And before I left, I noticed some thicker yarn that I thought would be nice to mix in with the thin yarn. And this redhead was just really selling it to me. And after looking around, I actually wasn't able to find any macrame hoops, so I went on Amazon and I was able to find two 12-packs of different sized gold hoops that I thought would be perfect for this project. And after just one day of waiting, thanks to Amazon Prime, I was able to get started on this project. I am going to go over some of the basic knots that I used for all of my designs. The first knot I am going to be doing is the lark's head knot. This is the standard knot to wrap yarn. You fold a long piece of yarn in half and stick the ends through that U shape at the top, and that attaches it to the hoop. Next is the clove hitch knot. This is another standard knot to attach the ends of the string to the other side of the hoop. You just take the end and you wrap it up to the right and then wrap it up to the left, and you pull the end through that hoop. I'll show that again. You're going to wrap it up to the right and then up to the left and pull it through. Next is the square knot. After taking two long pieces and doing the lark's head knot, that will give you 4 strings to work with, and the 2 middle strings will not be doing anything, only the outside pieces will be used for the square knot. First, you are going to be starting off by making a 4 with the piece on the right hand side, and then using the piece on the left hand side, you are going to go up and then under those middle pieces and then through that hole on the right hand side. And then to complete the square knot, you are going to do the same thing but on the opposite side, taking the left hand side and making a backwards 4, and then taking that piece on the right and going up under those middle pieces and through that hole, and that will complete your square knot. The final knot is the spiral knot. It is similar to the square knot. You will make that 4 and go up and under and through that hole, but instead of reversing it on the other side, you will just continue to do that on the same side, and that will make the pieces start to spiral, kind of like my emotions. And here is a better look at a completed spiral knot. And after working on these knots for a little bit, I laid the hoops out and planned out a quick little design for my macrame. In this video, I am just going to be focusing on the bottom macrames that I made, and there will be a part 2 for the other designs that I did. The first design I did off camera, but I just wanted to get the hang of all of these knots since I'm new to macrame, and I just used the lark's head knot and the clove hitch knot and used a tan color and a blue color and just did every other color to create this triangle design. The first design that I filmed, I used red, gray, and the thicker white yarn. And taking this lovely crimson red, it reminds me of the blood that's currently boiling through my body, and taking 10 long pieces and doing a lark's knot. This will be at the center of the design. Then taking that gray, I am just doing the same exact thing, but I am doing 5 pieces on each side of the red. And after testing out the white thicker yarn, I decided to go with this charcoal gray yarn, and I only did 4 pieces on each side because I wanted it to match the width of the light gray and red pieces I already had. And then once all the string was connected at the top, I just did an X design with one side crossing over the other and connected the yarn at the bottom using the clove hitch knot. I really like how this second design turned out. It only took about 30 to 40 minutes, and I love all of the color and texture in this design. For my third design, this is a small hoop, so this design actually moved pretty quickly. I used light gray, white, and red, and taking 4 pieces of that gray and doing the lark's head knot in the middle, and then 2 pieces of the thick white on the outside of that gray, and then 2 more pieces on each side of the red, and then I crisscrossed them every other and then connected that using the clove hitch knot at the bottom. This design really did move very quickly, almost as quick as the coronavirus wiping out my business. For my fourth design, I used navy blue, tan, and white, and I skipped filming the lark's head knot because I figured at this point you guys got it, but I used 3 long pieces of the navy blue, 3 long pieces of the tan, and then only 2 long pieces of the white. And connecting one side using the clove hitch knot, and then taking the other side, I'm actually going to be weaving that over and under, and then I am going to be taking the next piece and doing the opposite so that it creates a plaid pattern in the center. And once all the string is done being woven, I am just connecting those bottom pieces using the clove hitch knot again. And then I filled in that gap in the center with more thick white yarn. For my last two pieces at the bottom, I am going to be doing a double hoop design. I took 6 long pieces of the tan and just did a lark's head knot at the top to connect the 2 hoops. And then connecting the ends using the clove hitch knot to that first hoop in the center. And then taking that red, I'm using the lark's head knot at the bottom, in the center, in between the long pieces of the tan yarn. And once done, I'm going to have 4 sections in the middle of the red and 2 of the tan on each side to complete a spiral knot and connect that at the bottom. And I took all 4 strands and did the clove hitch knot at the bottom. And then once done with that, I took long tan pieces and long red pieces, and using the lark's head knot at the very bottom of the design, I just filled in those spaces in between. And jumping right into our 6th and final design, I used white, light gray, and charcoal gray and did a crisscrossing motion to that first hoop and then spread them out and used the clove hitch knot to connect them to the bottom hoop. And then I took the charcoal gray yarn and the white yarn and filled in that center at the bottom. And this is all of the designs complete and hung up together. I really love the way it turned out, and I love how easy this was to pick up this craft. So if you are looking for a new craft to kill time, I highly recommend these macrame hoops.
I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope this craft helps give you an idea of how you could potentially fill your time. It is really inexpensive, and I was new to it right when I started this video, so it's a pretty easy craft to pick up, and it also is a really nice mental break from everything happening in this world. And remember, if you can, please support your local businesses, stay positive, and help each other out when you can. And if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys!